Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. We start with a story from Barbados. Opposition leader Joseph Arthurlee has condemned the government for calling a general election when the country has yet to formulate a new constitution as a republic state. Hours after Prime Minister Mia Mottley dissolved Parliament and announced general elections for January 19, 2022, Arthurlee held a press conference at Parliament building. While expressing that the transition to a parliamentary republic state was flawed, Arthurlee contended that government promised to continue discussions on the constitution of the Republic of Barbados in the new year. He stressed that this discourse should occur before heading to the polls. The leader of the People's Party for Democracy and Development (PDP) described the snap election announcement as callous and reckless. Suriname has recorded the lowest number of malaria cases in recent years, with no associated deaths, and the authorities are planning a symposium early next year to further curb the spread of the mosquito-borne disease. Figures released show that the Dutch-speaking Caribbean community CARICOM country had recorded 22 cases this year, the lowest since 2018, with 29 cases registered. In the following 2 years, the country recorded over 100 cases annually, and the authorities had blamed a reduced healthcare program for the increase as a result of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. We now tell you that an Air Caribbean's flight was forced to make an emergency landing Tuesday evening shortly after it took off from the Princess Juliana International Airport, PGIA, in St. Martin. PGIA said the Airbus A330-323 took off from the PGIA for Orly, France, around 7:15 p.m. with over 46 passengers and 11 crew members on board when the engine caught fire. The captain communicated a code red emergency and returned to the airport around 7:30 p.m. Several residents of the island reported hearing an explosion shortly after the plane's takeoff from PGIA. There were no injuries to passengers or crew. The chairman of the St. Lucia COVID-19 Management Center CMC, Cletus Springer, Tuesday warned of a fifth wave of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, saying that St. Lucians should not be surprised at this news because they had been forewarned that such development was inevitable. Latest figures released by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs on Monday showed that 38 new cases had been recorded. These new cases brought the total number of cases diagnosed in the country to date to 13,357, with 204 active cases. The island has recorded 295 deaths since the first case was registered in March last year. The ministry said to date a total of 49,067 individuals have been fully vaccinated. Another 6,529 are partially vaccinated, and 3,062 have received their booster shot. Springer said that the most recent data as of Wednesday shows that the rate of transmission has increased from 0.8 to 1.9, meaning that every infected person now infects nearly 2 people. At least 4 people have died late Monday night in an armed attack against several buses in the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince, marred in recent months in an increase in insecurity and operations by criminal gangs. It was said that unidentified armed persons opened fire on 2 buses in the Martissant area, one of the epicenters of violence since January 2021. At the moment, the victims' identities or the motives for the attack are unknown, which took place despite the fact that the National Police assured before Christmas that it would guarantee the safety of roads and goods in risk areas for the holidays. In response, the police announced the deployment of reinforcements in Port-au-Prince. During this year, human rights organizations have reported almost 1,000 abductions, 20% more than in 2020. That was all for tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining.